Welcome y'all to our Eagles 215 reporting back at y'all with another video. And if you're new to the channel, guys, I need you to hit that subscribe button. Punch it, red button down there. Thank y'all, I appreciate it. Now let's get into this. Charlemagne the God, if y'all don't know who he is, he's on the Breakfast Club, big New York radio station. I'm going to borrow your donkey of the day. I have to give it to my man, Orlando Sancdrick. You get the donkey of the day. All right, guys, let's get into this. Orlando Sancdrick basically went on Undisputed, the Skip and Shannon show, and made a lot of comments. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about this. Go watch the interview. Let me know. Come back to the page. Let me know what y'all think. The Skip and Shannon show, which, you know, that's a platform that's around the world. A lot of people watch, you know, and it's basically, you know, them giving their opinion. So they have Orlando Sancdrick on there. And Orlando Sancdrick is a former Eagle. He got cut, the day or two before or whatever when Jalen Mills got back, whatever. But, you know, Orlando Sancdrick basically is an ex-Cowboy. And I think he played for the Chiefs, if I'm not wrong. And I don't know if he played for the Redskins or not. I think he did. But anyway, he basically went on there and stated a lot of stuff about the Eagles, which, you know, some people are going to agree to disagree. And some of the stuff, it kind of hit. And then some of the stuff, I feel like you just don't air out a team's laundry like that in that type of fashion. You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, that just wasn't good. And at the end of the day, he's an ex-Cowboy, and that's what he stated. That's where his heart is at. He talked to a lot of those guys. So, you know, us picking him up, I've been a little wary about that. But anyway, we needed him. We picked him up. And this is what he said in the interview. I don't have the statements verbatim. I remember majority of it, some of it off the top of my head, some of the statements and the topics that were talked about. So Orlando Sancdrick basically stated that Malcolm Jenkins was selfish. He said that he said that as a captain, basically, you know, that Malcolm Jenkins was selfish, and he stated that, you know, look at the play. That was Malcolm Jenkins' fault on the Rasul Douglas's when he got beat deep. And, you know, and I feel like if that's the case, you let them figure that out. You know what I mean? It's not just you that has to bring that out. We can look at film, we can figure it out. Yeah, we're going to come down on Rasul. It's not always Malcolm Jenkins' fault. Malcolm Jenkins got beat by, he always got beat. You know, he just got beat by Cooper on the deep play. He always gets beat. Even though he's cool with Rasul, Rasul does have his weak points, and the double move and the deep ball is his weak points. And we know that as Eagle fans. So anyway, he goes on to say, you know, it's Malcolm Jenkins' fault and Malcolm Jenkins is selfish. Now, that is a thing that I don't really like, because I feel like if Malcolm was selfish and he wasn't a team guy, I felt like he would have continued on his holdout. He would have waited until he got some money, you know, and he wouldn't have stepped back on the field with his team. And I feel like if he was selfish, he would, you know, he would not be a player that celebrates with his team, embraces them and encourage them. You know what I mean? He's one of the nicer, you know, guys on the team. You know what I mean? But, you know, Orlando Sancdrick ain't like the way Malcolm Jenkins told him, hey, man, go over there and do this, or you do that. He's the captain. That's what he does. But just maybe he didn't like that. So maybe he seen a negative play that Malcolm Jenkins had and blew it up. And then that makes him selfish. So another thing that he said that I did agree with, Orlando Sancdrick said we are kind of living off the high of the Super Bowl. And he made a good point. Just the good, the bad, and the ugly about that interview. He said that we were on a high, and he feels like, you know, guys that's in the locker room reached that pinnacle. They reached that state of where they made the Super Bowl. They know what it feel like. So they're there, and basically after they reached it, they can basically know the feeling. He asked Shannon. So Shannon, what's your rundown? Shannon, I think he gave 13 years, 2 Super Bowls, blah, blah, blah. And Scandrick say, I'm 11, 12, and I haven't even made it to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So he has a different hunger. So he's basically saying the players' hunger and a lack of passion is not there in that locker room. And we know as Eagle fans and people, other, teams that may be watching, that we don't have that no more. Not right now. So that what he said was on point. Thumbs up for him. Now, another thing that he basically said that, he said Alshon Jeffrey, he gave his opinion on that, which that's cool, you know what I mean? And a lot of questions, he just was like, he basically kind of took the high road on and said if it's hot, then it's hot. You know what I mean? Some of that nature. If you turn the hot water on, stick your hand, stuff like that. So another thing which he stated, which I didn't really like, he talked about, Carson Wentz. And he kind of tried to smooth it out and make it seem like, oh yeah, he's a good guy. I like him, but you can like somebody, but then you can go behind their back and talk trash about them. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure we all work. You got that person that you might be cool with, but they might not be the best worker you think, or they may do something towards the end of the shift that you don't like. You know what I mean? Any little thing, and you're gonna go tell somebody about it. So y'all go figure and think about it. I don't know. I'm not saying he was a snitch, or he was the one stirring up the gossip. But you know, you gotta take that into consideration. He compared Dak and Carson. He says this. He says Dak is the kind of quarterback basically that he wants to stay after practice almost all the time and have them extra throws with his receivers. He basically said in so many words that Carson Wentz is the guy that whenever they start losing and things aren't going well, he wants to stay after and throw to his receivers to get better. Which that's like I don't even think that was a specific question and he went over there to that. You know what I mean? But needless to say, I kind of felt like that was a shot. You know what I mean? You could have took the high road on that one too, and just said, you feel like they both good quarterbacks. Excuse me, and left it at that. But he wanted to air some stuff out, and that's what he did. But at the end of the day, guys, we got to remember Orlando Sancdrick is a cowboy. He's a long time cowboy. He's not a 1 year cowboy. He's a long time cowboy. So he has a lot of relationships. He admitted he talks to a lot of the players. You know what I mean? So we don't know what maybe, I'm not saying he gave them anything or told them anything or, but, it's just the point of the matter of he said his heart was there. He wanted to retire as a cowboy if he could have. But see, they didn't let him and they moved on from him. Also, he was taking shots at Howie Roseman. He basically said he don't believe nothing he say, and because he got upset because I'm pretty sure he watched the game. You see the cornerbacks are decimated. Of course, they're going to call you up, call some other guys, and you decided to come back. Nobody made you come back. Nobody held the gun to Orlando Sancdrick head and said, come back to the Eagles. You decided. Whatever that man told you, you decided to come back. Whether he said, I'm going to keep you for 2 days or keep you for 2 years. Well, he didn't. You can't get mad at him. Then he talked about his performance. Well, your performance was good, okay, one game, and then you played horrible the next. So, you got to go figure, and he basically got mad because how we cut him, and he said something like, if Howard Roseman told him it was raining or or it was hot outside, or cold, he would bring a pair of extra shorts just in case. Some kind of analogy he used of that nature. But, the whole thing about it was that some of the stuff he said, it really just shouldn't have been said. And that's just how I feel. And y'all go watch the interview. Let me know what y'all think about it. Y'all know who this is. It's Twine Eagles 215. And it's always Fly Eagles Fly.